Delivery story was quite an emotional roller coaster, from having pains to being told that I am about to give birth at 35 weeks without even being aware or prepared. And then I'm told that I have COVID. I'm told that my baby's in the NICU. I cannot see her. No picture, no skin to skin contact or moment. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your favorite YouTuber, Untitled Chapter. I'd like to welcome all my subscribers, returning and new subscribers. Hey my beloveds, welcome. In today's video, I'll be talking about my delivery story. As you know, I am a mom to Lisa Kaya Letabo Sotole. So I gave birth on the 24th of June and I'll be sharing my delivery story. I'm so excited to share the story with you, and I gave birth on a Thursday. The 24th was a Thursday, so I started having pains on Tuesday, but they were very mild pains. So nothing hectic, just mild pains, you know, like period pains. I didn't really take that to heart. And then Wednesday, the pains continued, but I took it lightly until in the evening, evening, yeah, around 5-6. That's when like the pains were very painful. So my grandmother told me that when you go to the bathroom, check yourself, check if there's any blood, any type of discharge, any water coming out, just tell me. So there was nothing whatsoever coming out besides pee. So whenever I'd walk, I'd have to pick up my stomach because the pain was just a lot. But whenever I pick up my stomach, it was like much more bearable. And when I'd leave my stomach and walk, that's when I'd feel the pain. So early morning around 6-7, I call my gynae and tell him that I'm not feeling well. This and this has been happening since last night. So he tells me to come into the office immediately. So I went to his office at the hospital, and when I got there, they took me to a room whereby they checked the baby's heartbeat. The thing that was so alarming is they checked the baby's heartbeat for a while. Like, it took longer than it normally does. So I was quite scared, but calm because I'm in hospital. Fine. I get the chance to go into the office and see my gynae. So I got into the office and he's asking me, what's happening? I see you having contractions. So I gave birth to Lisa Kanya at 35 weeks. So it was preterm labor. So I'm like, contractions? What do you mean? What do you mean? So I'm quite confused and asking myself, like, what's going on? Contractions? I'm just having like abdominal pains. So I don't know what's going on. He says, no, you're having contractions. So I need to keep you in for observation overnight so that you do not have the baby. Fine. I say, no problem, you can admit me. He says, what time can I admit you? So I say, can I please just go home to prepare some stuff and then I'll come back before 2, because it was in the afternoon now, around 12. He says, cool, no problem, but please just ensure that you are safe and you are always with someone. So I drove myself to the hospital and I was with my baby daddy, but he couldn't be in the hospital or the office because of COVID regulations. Okay. He drives me back home. We got home and I didn't pack my bag, but I thank God for my mom because she packed everything for me. And when I got there, I just cried. I cried a lot. I don't know why I was crying. I think it's because I was anxious and I was scared. So my mom assures me that everything will be fine. Do not worry. So we have a short prayer before I leave. And
so this is it, guys. Finally, baby mama is coming. Now don't forget to breathe. Okay, got this.
when I come back, I'll be your home. I left. I got to the hospital. I was admitted. The admission process was perfect, nothing hectic, smooth, and very quick. So after getting admitted, I was given lunch and then on the heartbeat thing. Fine. They checked the baby's heartbeat and it took longer again. So I'm not quite sure what was happening, but I was calm because I was in hospital. And they came in to check COVID. So they tested me for COVID and the results took longer. The reason why I'm saying that my results took long is because my gynae came in and asked if I got my results at around 6:30, 7. And I was like, no, I didn't get any results back. So he went to Lancet so that they can fasten up the process of getting my results. I think it was because he saw that the baby's not okay. They called it fetal distress. So he saw that the baby was not okay. So he wanted to get the results so that I can go into labor. So the sister that was on duty earlier said, I think the paper is not showing the proper results of the baby's heart rate because of load shedding. I'm not quite sure if it was load shedding or the electricity was tripping because after it went off. After 5 minutes, the electricity came back on. So that lady just wanted to go home and knock off and avoid all the admission process to the theater. Fine, another lady gets in for night shift. So he was actually very nice. They were both nice though. They were both nice. Fine. I'm like sleepy now at around 8. So she tells me that before you sleep, can I just check the baby's heart rate? I'm like, okay, no problem. You can check it. So she checks the baby's heart rate and she keeps coming in and out. So I'm like, what's going on? Is everything fine? She says, what type of birth do you want to have? And so I tell her that I didn't have any birth plan yet, but I'd love to give birth naturally because I don't know, just, I didn't really have any reason. All I wanted was to deliver my baby safely. Like, that was my main focus. So she tells me that, as long as the baby is fine, just consider having a C-section because you can never know what could happen. So we need to ensure that you and the baby are safe. I'm like, sure, what's happening? She's like, no, don't stress about anything, but everything is fine. And then she takes out the machine and takes out the paper and tells me that she can sleep now, but I'm coming back at around 11, 12 to monitor the baby's heart rate. I'm like, okay, no problem, bye. 30 minutes later, I hear the door opening and I'm like, what's up? She tells me that I need to sign some documents to show that I am agreeing to having a C-section. And she tells me the reason of having a C-section, my heart blood pressure was too high and due to fetal distress, it resulted to an emergency C-section. Okay, I tell my mom, I'm like, okay, let me sign everything. And they prepare me for theater. But I ask her to call my mom first before I leave for theater. So I call my mom and tell her that I'm about to give birth. Emergency C-section due to fetal distress and my blood pressure, it is too high. I went to theater and on my way there, I am scared, I'm anxious, I'm worried, I'm panicking, and I forgot this. Before I go into theater and after telling me that I am having a C-section, a lady from Lancet comes and tells me that, did you get your results? Did you get an SMS about your results? I'm like, no. She's like, you are COVID positive, so I need to test you again before you go to theater. So she's testing me again, but it's so painful this time. And I'm like, no, please stop. It's fine. I'm positive. Like, it's whatever. And then she says, no, I need to test you to ensure that everything is fine. So I'm tested positive. And then a minute later, the sister that was on duty comes and says, we need to go to theater, but you're COVID positive, so you won't be seeing your baby. I'm like, So she's telling me, you know what, don't stress about anything, everything will be fine. So we got to the theater and I'm COVID positive. So my gynae is asking, when were you in contact with the person that is COVID positive? I say, I do not know. I don't know. I don't know. Fine. So when I got into the theater, it felt like I was in Durban, Jen, and I'm about to have a heart surgery or something. And it was like a movie, but it was okay at the same time because the doctors were very nice and they were talking to me throughout the process. So they told me this will happen, that will happen, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, I gave birth to my baby girl at 22:40. So it was 22:11. And guess what, guys? My home address, it is 22:40. So Lisa Kaya, 22:40, the glory of God still shines, not only for me, but also for my family. And her birth was just a reminder that the glory of God still shines. We need to hold on to God's promises, His word, and everything. Let me not go there. Fine, I gave birth at 22:40, and it was a girl. So my baby was sitting there. They're busy with her, like at a very, very far end of the room. And they say, no, it's a girl. There is she. I'm like, am I not touching her? Any skin to skin moment? Nothing whatsoever. So the doctor says, don't forget you are COVID positive. So we need to ensure that the baby's safe and okay and doesn't contract any of the virus. I'm like, can I just see her up close and personal? So they brought the baby, like, this is where I'm lying. Eh? The baby's here. That doctor's like, here are her hands, look at her feet. This is your baby, look at a girl. And he leaves. Not even a minute. A minute is a lot. 60 seconds is a lot. I'm sure it was like 15 seconds. And that was the only time I saw my baby. When I got back to my ward, I was told that the baby is in the NICU because it is preterm labor. So they just want to observe her for the night. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And it was Thursday. Friday, I'm asking questions about my baby. They're not telling me anything. I don't have a picture of her. The only time I saw her was for that 15 seconds. So my delivery story was quite an emotional roller coaster, from having pains to being told that I am about to give birth at 35 weeks without even being aware or prepared. And then I'm told that I have COVID. I'm told that my baby's in the NICU. I cannot see her. No picture, no skin to skin contact or moment. Like, it was just a lot for me. I don't want to lie, but I thank God. I thank God that I was calm and I was still, and I knew that God is in control of everything. So the lessons that I learned from my delivery story, lesson number one is we plan, but God decides. God decides. Like, I'll plan that this and this will happen, but God decides. God is in control of everything, and His way is His way. We can plan, but He decides. So I learned to trust in God more and depend on Him instead on my own understanding. That's the first lesson. The second lesson, it is to awaken my spirit when I'm in the wilderness, because I feel like I was in a place of confusion. Everything was happening so fast. So my spirit was awakened and I kept on worshiping and praying in that moment. And I'm sure my family was doing that for me. So when you are in a situation that is not normal, you just have to pray and stay, in prayer, in trusting God. The last lesson that I learned, it is to learn how to produce in all seasons. So I learned how to produce in a season whereby there was no fruits, but I learned how to produce in that season too. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that my delivery story teaches you, to understand that we plan, but God decides. and to always awaken our spirits in all seasons and learn how to produce in all seasons. Thank you so much for watching my video. It is your favorite YouTuber, Untitled Chapter. See you in my next video.